What's up guys, this is Shannon. Today we're going to check out Interpoint in Bukit Tinggi. Let's go! So we are back here again in Bukit Tinggi and we are a stone throw away from Aeon Bukit Tinggi. That's the shopping mall, and this is the main street for the entire Bukit Tinggi. This street here is just surrounded by commercial areas on the left side and the right side, right next to the road. It's actually very prosperous. You can see like now it's about like 11 o'clock. There's so many people around the commercial areas already, and what we can see is also the brand new LRT track. The stations are ready, just not too sure when it's going to be operated, and today this will be the project that we're going to check out. Let's go! So now let's get our coordinates right. First, so that will be Kesas Highway. If we travel from KL or Subang, right? Kesas Highway brings us all the way here, and this is almost the end before reaching the Pelabuhan Klang already. Coming in, this will be Jalan Langat, and this will be Aeon Mall Bukit Tinggi. What we can see here, this is the LRT track, and in the midst of this commercial area, this will be the project that we're going to check out today called Interpoint. Then we also visited this project before, and we kind of walk into that LRT station as well, which is right next to Lotus Klang. So this is somewhat like a continuation of it, and if you just look around, it really contradicts with the surrounding where this is a mixed development while the rest is all landed residence. So this is a project we're going to check out today. In total, it will be 6.547 acres, and it's a mixed development where it consists of three components. You will have the retail, you will have the office suites, and you will have 3 blocks of residence. In total, 998 units, but uniquely they kind of design the blocks differently. So in every block they somewhat design into a high floor and a low floor tower. Very interesting. So from the traffic light coming in, passing by the existing commercial area here, there will be 2 entrances into the project. So one will be this. For visitors, when they come in, mainly they're going to check out the commercial areas here, and these are 36 number of units, and the 3rd and 4th floor, those are actually office suites, where in total there are 30 units of them. And guess what? Right after launching, within 6 months time, all these are taken up first. There's a huge demand for commercial units around this area. As you can see, the success of the existing area as well. Anyway, this is the current area of the show unit, which will be transformed into a commercial area as well. So this will be the open area, and right outside this commercial area, this will be a direct drive-in that connects over to the main road of Jalan Langat, and this is the existing track of LRT3. For those who are picking the units facing this side, especially on the lower floor, so please do take note that this is around. This is the track of LRT3, where this connects up to Klang, up to Shah Alam, then up to Glen Marie and Kayu Ara. I think the furthest will be Bandar Utama on the top, and Interpoint locates in between 2 main stations, Klang Jaya and Bandar Bukit Tinggi. So what I really enjoy here is after you come in from the main road, this is all the landed homes, and this will be the main entrance going into the project. So it's set apart from the main access to the main commercial area, so this is great. It's way more quiet. And when you go in, this will be the access into the elevated car park. So it comes with my favorite treatment, which is the speed ramp. So you take less ramp before reaching your subsequent car park lot. And most of the unit comes with standard 2 car park. Only the 4 bedroom units that maybe we're going to check out later, right? That comes with 3 car parks. That's great. So I kind of pulled some strings to kind of get the BP drawings. So this is ground floor where you have the retails on the bottom. So this floor will be all the visitors car park, where visitors who are going to visit the commercial area, this will be where they park, and they will come out from this lift lobby. Then when you go out, there will be an access here which allows you to access all the commercial convenience. This lift will also let you access upwards to all the office suites. For residents, then it will be one level going up. So once you come in, you need to turn a right to go up the ramp. After you go up the ramp, only you will get to see the drop off of respective towers. So this is Tower A, Tower B, and Tower C. So this will be all the respective drop offs. So it's a bit different from what we have conventionally, where on ground floor you will have the drop off for respective towers. This one, their approach is a little bit different because this is a mixed development. So security might be a concern. Therefore, they place all the drop off of the main lobby will be at level 1 instead. From there, on your respective tower going up, this will be level 7, where you have Tower A, Tower B, Tower C, then the shop lots will be at the front. This will be the facilities deck where you have the lap pool will be at the edge, then you have the recreational ones all facing the side. The LRT track is somewhere here. Therefore, the units facing internal indirectly has premium to it, and you will have this 2 acres garden in the center. That is amazing. Okay, so in total there will be 40 facilities all together, where you have all the AV room, the multi-purpose hall, all located within Tower A itself. So you will have the gym. I don't know whether you can see. The gym is actually located next to the pool. So when you are doing your cardio, you will have some views. Then the dining lounge is also within the same tower, and right outside there will be the outdoor sports court. So there are some initiatives that I like as well. So on the side here, the strip, this will be somewhat like the urban farming, that they do not let any space to waste. So the space in between the Tower B and Tower C as well, they place urban farming there. But this is where I really like. So this is the garden next to Tower B. For the garden units, right, the units located at the facility floor, this will be the view right next to your unit. So that's going to be very nice. Then for each tower, the numbers are somewhat similar, where you will have 4 lifts servicing 14 units in total, and it's separated into 2 access. So on one wing you will have about 6, the other wing you will have about 8 units lah. And they are arranged in a double loaded corridor setting with voids in the center. The same thing with Tower C, 6 units on one side, 8 units on the other. Same things with Tower B as well. And for the unit sizes, it ranges from 593 square feet. This is a 1-bedroom layout. Then you will have a 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom unit up to 1,200 square feet. And the largest one will be 1,270 square feet. So there are a lot of types, but now smaller unit ones are all sold out. Left the larger units, which is the unit that we're going to check out later. And something about this particular developer, they are rather new in the development line. I think they are actually listed as a construction company, and this is the series of projects that they have completed lately lah. Their strength is actually construction that gives some certainty to the quality and all. And this will be the unit I'm going to check out today. This is type D1194 square feet, 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. So when we come in via the foyer, you have the kitchen tucked at the side. That includes the yard as well. Then after you come in, then you will have the living and dining laid out horizontally right next to this amazing size terrace. So that's great. On the side immediately, this will be the master suite already. Going into the private corridors, then you will have bedroom 2, 3 and 4, and all of them will be sharing this common bathroom here. Solid. But what's great is you can see the amount of openings: 1 side, 2 side and 3 side. So usually this only applies to the corner units, where all bedrooms, right, will have adequate amount of openings. So coming into into the foyer, you will have a space for you to put your shoe cabinet. And the clearance of the door is about 1 meter, and this is a 2.4 meters door, so that's nice. When you come in, straight away you will have the kitchen tucked at the side already before you reach the dining and living on this side. Wow, this is so nice. But first, let's check out the kitchen. The length here is about 2.2 meters and it's an L-shaped kitchen. And guess what? This is provided by the developer along with the unit. Here you can save a lot of money already. So it comes with a solid surface. But for anything such as specification and size of it, right, please make sure and double check with the salesperson. Okay, the length here then is about 2.45 meters. Where it can be your breakfast counter in the morning before you off to work. You want to sit on the formal dining area, you want to sit here. It's great. And this will be the location of the fridge. And the kitchen comes with a 5 feet wall tiles, which directly forms the backsplash as well. So the bottom cabinet and the top cabinet will be provided. Cooker, this is a 3 burner and that comes with the hood as well. Then right next to your basin here, this will be the location of the window connecting over to the yard. So the length of the yard is about 2.61 meters and the width is 1.1 meters, where it can fit your washer and dryer here. Still have space for your laundry area. Because this is a show unit, therefore it's not a direct reflection of the unit, but this will be the low wall connecting over to the void space. Can you imagine that, right? And here, this will be the windows that can be opened from the kitchen. And after putting the kitchen here, the width for this corridor, that's still about 1.71 meters. Before we get into the living room, it's a very spacious, very welcoming feeling to the space. And the wall-to-wall width here is 5.6 meters. The ceiling height will be about 3 meters. It's usually about 2.95 meters. The ongoing selling price for this particular freehold unit is about 700 over 1,000 depending on which block, which orientation and which floor that you pick. And that becomes a very interesting debate between a unit of such size compared to a landed terrace house around the area. But personally, I don't think any landed unit will get such an opening lah. Especially when you have this balcony at the higher floor, right? Looking outwards, the amount of daylight coming in. Whew. So based on the discussion with the team here, the profile of the buyers are mainly locals, and that's usually the case for a location of such, because it wouldn't make a lot of sense if you are working in Jalan Tuta or Jalan Tun Razak and you still stay here lah. So it's a product that's heavily driven by local demands, and that becomes very interesting because local demands here usually revolves around landed homes. And the area surrounding the project is all landed homes. The good side for that is you will have unblocked view all the way, and it's very certain because there's not much land left. If not, they would have developed landed homes more. So it's only lands around the LRT track that suddenly becomes very interesting, because now the price of land has officially become too pricey to build any landed homes, and you no longer have a canvas of land of such size to build landed homes. For locals then, if your budget is around 7 to 800,000, a landed terrace house versus a large size apartment, which one would you consider then? So this is a debate that we always have in the channel. For this particular project in Interpoint, you get the amenities, you get the convenience of having all the shop lots within your doorstep. Then you have the multi-tier security, you will have the facilities for your lifestyle. You can go swimming anytime you want. It's easier to manage such unit at this size compared to a landed home. So for the landed, then it depends whether is it gated or guarded. So if it's open individual title type, then crime might be a concern because you have very easy access and you always have car park issues because there's no dedicated car park space ma. So it's a very interesting consideration. But for me, what's very obvious is locals has already accepted the smaller size living, which is like 600 square feet, 700 square feet, the 2-bedroom, the 1-bedroom. Yes, it makes more sense to get a high-rise apartment at that size, at that price. But when it comes to this particular size, where it's almost like a landed, that's where it gets really tricky. What do you think? From the living room going out, then this will be somewhat a sliding door going outwards, and this will be the size of your terrace of your balcony. And looking outwards, right, most of the time it's almost guaranteed that it will be unblocked view all the way because of the landed typologies around, and this will be the location of your aircon latch. Moving on, some information first. Because this is a show unit, therefore they didn't fully erect the wall all the way. So technically these are full solid walls, but when they do that, then the spaces look way open, but it's not the case lah. When you get the unit, it's all walls, and they are providing these 600 by 600 mm tiles going in through the door. This will be your first bedroom. So the size of the room here is about 3.68 by 2.7. You can perfectly fit in a queen size bed and still have spaces for bedside tables. This will be the location of your wardrobe, and in actual unit, this will be the location of your window, which is rare in such typology, but this is because this is a corner unit, therefore you will have an extra side of facade. Also, for all bedrooms, they will be providing laminated timber floorings. This will be the second bedroom, where the size is smaller. So this is about 2.35 by 1.3 meters. Yeah, it's going to be like that home office or a study area for the kids. And personally, how I wish the engineers could somewhat alter the walls to not maybe use a sheer wall or to have an opening, so this can be connected into one room instead. So this will be fabulous. I can just close one of the door here, right? I can just close one of this door here, and this is actually one bedroom. That would be great, but I don't think that's possible for now. But that's my wish list lah, because it would be so interesting in that format. Coming out then, this will be the location of the bathroom that is shared between all three bedrooms. Here you have full height wall tiles, a window for ventilation. I don't think the shower screen is provided, but please always check with the salesperson. Basin and WC, nice. So just something to point out, right, when you have a door here and a door here, this area here, I like that there's no corridor space. So the usage of space is very high in efficiency, but just that you will have a series of doors straight away on this side lah. Going in, this will be bedroom 3, and this will be the larger unit because this faces outside. And the size of this room will be about 3.15 by 2.75 meters. And because of the build of the show unit, I would actually encourage to check on the actual sizing of the opening, just to gauge how much window that you will get lah. Because the experience is going to change, because at top floor here, no need so high because the surrounding is all landed, so you'll get amazing views looking outwards. Yeah, but just bear that in mind because this wall here will be solid wall all the way. And last but not least, this will be the principal bedroom. And going into the room, this will be the wardrobe space, the ensuite bathroom, and the space of your bed. So the size of the bedroom is almost square. It's 3.35 by 3.3, and it comes with a window on this facade side. I wish this could be a little bit lower, so it's a little bit more accessible, because I think this one is a little bit too high. Even the handle also is not very comfortable unless you are 1.9 meters lah. Maybe I'm too short. But after putting in a king size bed here, you can still see ample amount of space on the side, even the front. So this will be where you can put in your TV console or your dressing table here if you want to. On this side, it will be the wardrobe space, and that connects over to the ensuite bath. So here you will have that same treatment, full height wall tiles, a window for ventilation and daylighting, basin, WC. Then at the shower area, there will be a compartment for you to put your shampoo here. Very nice. Wow, this is very deep leh. Wow, this is very deep leh. And I guess that's all for the sales gallery. Let's go check out the site, which is right next to the sales gallery lah. Coming out, that's the sales gallery, which can be converted into a commercial lot when everything is done. And what you can see, this will be the elevated car park already, but right in front, this will be all the retail. So it will be a very nice continuation of commercial activities. So here, when you have very happening things, then in the center there will be the garden area. This will be an entrance going in continuation of that retail experience. In the center somewhere there will be the access going into the elevated car park, which is also into Tower A, Tower B and Tower C in the center. In total there will be 7 floors, so you'll be somewhere here, just nice above where you have all the privacy above the retail activities. And this is the exact condition right now that is about lunchtime. You can see there is no car park at all. This area is just prosperous with business activities and things like that. That's great for retail. That's why all this retail was sold out almost immediately, although it's at 1.2 or 1.3 million solid. And for the retail activities, it's a mixture. At this front row, it consists of F&B, pet store, clinics, tuition centers and things like that. That's the maturity of the commercial activities, where it's not only your Dolby or Mama, this is a rank higher than those. Coordination wise, that will be Aeon Mall. You can see Aeon Mall here. And from the traffic light coming in, this will be the main road. If you're a resident, you go all the way back and you turn in at the end. So right next to Interpoint, that Tower A, looking out, this should be all the landed homes lah. And this size of road is crazy big. You see, people just illegal park here, right? Still got so much space in between. But the only concern is when this gets a little bit too prosperous. Like now, when you have cars parked everywhere, it might get a little crazy at times lah. Coming in at the end, this will be the edge of the project and the entrance will be somewhere here going into the project, and that will be the elevated car park. And this will be your neighbours, which is a gated and guarded format of landed housing. This is somewhat the target audience for the project. 2 scenarios. One, after the children all shift overseas or all start building their own homes within the city itself, this house might be a little bit too big for only 2 old folks. So what they do is they downsize into the larger units of such, where you get total convenience, security, privacy, yet still within a location that you are familiar with. The other format, number 2, is when the children all start moving out, getting married, but the parents want their children to still be within their coverage. They kind of sponsor and get them 1 unit here lah. How I wish I have parents like that, but never mind. So these are the demographic of buyers so far for the project, which is very interesting. So now the smaller units are moving very fast, only the larger units, they still have some units. And next to this, that will be the project that we kind of visited earlier, and this will be the commercial area as well. So surrounding the project of Interpoint, there are just commercial activities in abundance. Within walking distance out from the project, within this stretch of commercial area alone, so you can see like double parking in situation right now, a lot of tuition center, a lot of things to eat. You have all your cafes like HWC lah, Family Marts lah, pharmacies lah, a lot lah, actually a lot of things. And you can see it's a very community-driven business activity where you have all the push-up tuition and things like that. So next to the tuition center, after school, then you have people coming for lunch, stopping by for dinner. Then you have a lot of cafes around here. Very vibrant. And within the short distance of, I don't think we are going to walk, but if you want to, actually you can. So that will be Aeon Mall, Bukit Tinggi already. And behind this will be the landmark, which is all the offices and retail areas. And right opposite, you will have more commercial convenience. Very good. And I guess that's all for the episode. Let's do Sean's take 3 on 3. So for the first 3 things I like, number 1 will be some of the design approaches for the project. Number 1, I like that it's a mixed development. It kind of continues the experience from the existing commercial area over, and it's very sensible, plus it hits the demographic accurately, where a lot of folks here are just business operators and business owners themselves, not so much of white collars or employees, which are more common within the city center. So this is actually excellent. That's why it results in a total sold out of commercial units within 6 months time. It's very accurate. At the same time, then it also provides extreme convenience for all of the residents. So when they just come down within their own compound, they have commercial units, they can even walk a little bit more. Then if that is not enough, you still have Aeon Bukit Tinggi. But with that being designed, the worry that we always have for retail is the congestion of it. That's why I like that they located the main entrance at the furthest end, right in front of the landed houses. So that road is way more private, way more quiet, which is very suitable for residents to go in. So that I like. The design of the facade is also very interesting, where they have 3 blocks, but then they kind of split into high floor, low floor to kind of have a little bit more flavor, a little bit more dynamic to the facade. And it comes with 40 facilities and a 2-acre central garden. So all that is great. Then when you come in from the entrance, then because of the surrounding being a little bit more exposed, so security might be a concern. And I guess that's why they locate the entrance lobby at level 1 instead of ground floor. So ground floor, everyone can access, right? It's not safe. Only residents will know on how to access their lobby at level 1. So in order to go into their main lobby to drop off, you need to drive up 1 floor first. For the rest of the elevated car park access, they already prepared the speed ramp for convenience, so that's also good. Then the second thing I like will be the matured address of Bukit Tinggi and the convenience of this particular one. So if you look into the surrounding, it's all landed projects, and along Jalan Langat is all commercial units and commercial activities. Because of that typology, the smaller plots of lands adjacent to the track automatically becomes interesting because it's in between residential and commercial. That's where people who prioritize convenience will prefer those kind of locations. And Interpoint becomes a solid demonstration of it, where you have a mixed development consisting residential, office and retail. At the same time also being in between stations. So how I wish it could be right next to the station, but that would be a different premium altogether. But this one, is it very far away? It's walking distance. It takes about 7 minutes to 8 minutes to walk over to Lotus side. You can also choose to walk over to Aeon Mall side. But if you're one of 2 categories of target audience that we mentioned just now, either you're a parent downsizing the unit where all your kids have left the house, this makes a lot of sense. You can still be within the location of your familiarity, yet having more security, more activities. The grandchildren will also want to hang out with you more because you have all the swimming pool and playground and things like that. The other audience, then, if you're a young family, this area is ready for you to plug in. Means that you have existing commercial area with all the childcare, all the tuition center, with schools around. The local community here, if you move here, you exactly know how to live already. Just that it will not make as much sense if you're working in Jalan Duta or Jalan Tun Razak and you need to travel to the city every day. Although you are connected to main highways like Kesas or Sebadu Highway and things like that, you need to take the traveling distance into consideration. And last of all will be the unit layout, particularly the layout that we visited. A few things that I like is a corner unit, so you have openings on 3 sides. That's great. So you have the horizontal layout of the dining and the living space like that. And within the layout itself, there's no corridor space, so the efficiency of the layout is superb. No space wasted. And apartments with 4 bedrooms is actually pretty rare. Within this format, around this budget, then it becomes very interesting because it's a very close comparison to a landed terrace house, which is directly correlated to the 3 things I don't like. So number 1 will be that comparison, that stigma of high-rise not suitable for living kind of thing. I think the locals has surpassed that obstacle of high-rise living for studio 1-bedder or 2-bedder. So all the smaller units here all sold out already. Down left the larger units because of this conversation. It's very close to a landed terrace house, and for most of the local markets, everyone first choice will opt for the local terrace house. But buyers then will need to understand the exact requirement of the person using the house. So do you really need facilities? Do you really want convenience? Do you want more security? Do you necessarily need the landed house? Well, this is for usage. Now for capital appreciation, I guess we have the obvious choices, but when it comes to security, living, lifestyle, convenience and things like that, then it will be a very close debate. That's why how I wish within the unit there will be some alteration where between the two bedrooms the center wall can have a small opening, or one of the walls is actually hackable, so I have the entire compound of living, dining, kitchen and the extra bedroom all in one space itself. That will be fabulous. Number 2 then will be the density, especially from a local point of view. So in total there's like about 998 units all together, but if you divide it with the area of the land, it's a mere standard for folks that come from Klang Valley or folks from come from KL, right? But to be contextual about it, if you look around the buildings, it's all landed. So in comparison to that, confirm this one feels very high density. So it will take some time for locals to get used to it, because when the previous building next door was erected, you have the exact same feeling. But now looking at the rental rates, it's coming back, and sooner or later this will become the norm. So if you hyper focus on only one project, yes, it feels a bit dense, but if you zoom out to the surrounding, right, nope, not at all. And the last thing will be the exchange for convenience. So when you have all the commercial lot in front, and I guess it will continue to be prosperous just like the current condition of the commercial area right now. In exchange, then you will have the noise, you will have a lot of people, the lack of privacy. Then you are also located right next to the LRT track, which will start operation in 2025. This project will be completed in 2026. And when that happens, then you have the train passing by all the time. When you pick units, please be informed which orientation you are picking. Be very informed about it. And for the noise and lack of privacy and safety, right, I guess the team has already actively addressed it via the access. When you have secured access via level 1 and you have a separate access for residents altogether, so those are measures to kind of protect the privacy of residents. And I guess that's all for this episode. Do I like the project? Personally, you guys know I'm actually a fan of a high-rise due to the lifestyle and security and the higher yield that I will get. But locals, people here a bit different. They all a bit more kaya. So they will always prefer the landed here, but the landed here prices of them has already reached a certain point where products of such becomes very, very interesting. And I guess that's all for this episode. If you really like this episode, like it, share it, and even subscribe for more information like this. Until next time, this is Sean Tan. Ciao.